Episode 1, Daily Life and Battle in Paradise, Part 4. The next day. Show! Good morning. Oh, good morning to you too, P and Pio. How are you too? Pio. Oh, good morning, everyone. In the morning, Derd and the others came to Show's tent as usual. It was hard to believe that there had been a battle the day before. So Show tried to be as normal as possible. He couldn't get used to the gap between combat and everyday life. Hey Show, good work yesterday. I'm so beat. Good morning, Show. Yesterday was amazing. Good morning, Show. You really surprised me last night. I didn't expect to get beat up so perfectly. Haha, it just happened to work, you know. I don't think I'll be able to use that tactic anymore. Show smiled shyly, still a little proud of himself because he had managed to end the fight in a stalemate. So let's continue our conversation over breakfast. Derd, would you mind catching some fish for me? Yes. Show, come with me. Yes. Derd, who had been talking to P and Pio in the incubator, stood up and raised her hand, to which Show replied with a nod. Everyday life, as usual, had begun. Under the sunny skies, Show and his friends were having a hot meal under the dazzling morning sun, and the dinner table with Derd and the girls was so peaceful that last night's battle seemed like a dream. However, the topic of conversation was all about the battle. I didn't think Apuesta would suddenly go out and grab Show with all her fighters. I was so surprised. Yeah, that's true. It was supposed to be a rock-paper-scissors game where we'd take turns going after Show, but I'm surprised Apuesta was bold enough to go for the capture. Yes, I was surprised to hear that. Apuesta, did you want Show so badly? No, it's not. I thought it would be advantageous to have Show in the fight. So, ha. Apuesta, you're embarrassed, cutie. Damn it. Derd, you forfeited your second helping. What? I'm so sorry. Forgive me, Apuesta. Apuesta turned red and angry as Derd and the others teased her, and a flustered Derd rubbed up against her, causing Show and the others to laugh in amusement. But you're right, if we can draw Show in, we might be able to get an advantage in future battles. That's not an advantage, she said. With Show's deadly sound weapon, we'll have to keep turning our sensors on and off at all times. If Show had friends, and they targeted us even with the sensors off, we'd be at a disadvantage. It's a good thing he's on his own, because if he hadn't been, the war situation could have changed in a heartbeat. Bullshit. Show was slightly crestfallen by Aaliyah's words, but he could tell that the sound weapon was definitely a threat to the girls. That alone made Show feel that his debut battle was worth it. Derd finally got Apuesta's forgiveness and asked Show over another bowl of rice. Hey, Show, you're not going to team up with anyone, are you? Huh? Show looked up at the sky as if he was a little troubled. The other three were also waiting for Show's response with interest. Well, I don't intend to do that at the moment. Ouch! Then Show was suddenly hit on the head and turned around in a panic. There, Myron was standing there. Sensei, why did you hit me so suddenly? Oh, Myron-sensei, good morning. Whoa, Myron, your eyes are red. Good morning. Good morning, sensei. Have you been sleeping too much? Myron, with dark circles under her eyes, clearly looked unhappy and annoyed. Contrary to Derd's innocent approach, the other three all distanced themselves from Myron. Yeah, all night. I haven't slept at all since I've been working on Shokuin's report. Well, I don't care if you say so, but that's Sensei's job, isn't it? Well, after making me worry so much last night, you've come to your senses, Shokuin. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. Derd, give me that. What? Oh, my second helping of rice. Myron took Derd's rice and gobbled up all of Show and the others' side dishes. And then she fell down on her back and said, Thanks for the food. Now I'm going to bed, so please take me to school. What? Hey, Sensei. I can't do that. You're fast asleep. Are you Nobikun? I mean, you're too free. In front of Show and the others who were appalled, Myron fell asleep really fast. She must have been really tired. Wow, Sensei, you really fell asleep. Hey, what are we going to do about this? I don't know. I guess we'll have to take her too. Yes, we can't have a class without Sensei. But I'm not sure if Sensei will be able to teach the class properly today. I guess so. Well, anyway, good luck, Sho. Huh. Sho was confused when Aaliyah slapped him on the shoulder. Good luck, Sho. Sho, do your best. Please do your best, Sho. And so it was Sho's job to carry Myron to school. Sho felt like he was going to die in the morning, but he managed to do it. Good morning, everyone. Today, Myron Sensei is tired and doesn't want to get up, so we're going to have self-study. Please study quietly on your own. The morning classroom. Palti stood on the stage and explained this to her classmates, and Sho was lying on his desk in a sweat as he listened. The exhaustion was pouring out of him. This was the moment when Sho's efforts were in vain. Aaliyah seated next to him said with a grin, to which Sho replied with a pained look. Ugh. Well, thanks to you, I can rest, so I'm grateful. Surprisingly, however, Sho's efforts were not in vain. Because Myron's classes were mostly for Sho and not for the rest of the classmates. Dird and the others were learning subjects from their world, not from Earth. Most of them were far more advanced than Earth, and the knowledge that Sho was learning is like a child's storybook to them. In addition, because of the different levels and types of subjects they are studying, most of them are studying separately at their personal terminals anyway. In the end, Sho and his friends continued to study on their own until noon, and then it was time for lunch. Today Sho, along with Mike and Ichiro, were eating at the observation deck with covered tables by the schoolyard. Oh, my back still hurts. Ha ha. It's a pain I envy you, Sho. Huh. Mike laughed, and Sho raised an eyebrow in annoyance. Because, Sho, I'm sure you've spent the morning in close contact with that Myron Sensei's body, feeling her ample breasts against your back and enjoying the feel of her ass as you walked to school. I'm too jealous of you. No. Sure, I had those thoughts at first, but only at first. You have no idea how hard it is to carry Myron Sensei by yourself, do you? I really thought about throwing her off several times during the process. I mean, it's not like she's in a hurry to submit a report. It's annoying. Huh. Ichiro said with a wry smile to Sho, who sighed. But Shokuin, Sensei probably didn't lose sleep over the report alone. Huh? Ichiro-kun, what do you mean? Mike took over the rest of the conversation and answered. Well, my guess is that Sensei was so excited and worried about Sho that she couldn't sleep. That's what Ichiro is trying to say, isn't it? Ichiro nodded. Sho gave him a dubious look. Haha, no way. I mean, Sensei was upset that she had to report so many things because I had to join the fight. Humph. I've known Sensei longer than you, and I'm sure I'm better at sensing a woman's feelings than you are. In fact, the number of times Sensei gets involved with Minamata-san seems to have decreased dramatically. Oh, that's right, Sho thought back, and it was true that Myron was no longer approaching Minamata in a rash manner as before. But what's that got to do with Sensei's lack of sleep? Sho asked an honest question. Mike laughed with amusement and Ichiro chuckled. They say women don't like insensitive men, but I guess that's not so surprising. Shokuin is very serious, and I'm sure Myron Sensei is easy to get involved with. Besides, that woman is surprisingly childish on the inside, so maybe she's a good match for Shokuin. I see. That's a good point, Ichiro. I'm not sure, but that means I'm Sensei's plaything instead of Minamata-san, right? Ha ha. That's one way to love, Sho. Mike laughed, and at the same time, the chime of the end of the lunch break rang out. Love, we don't have time for that. Sho didn't understand what Mike and Ichiro were saying, but he hurriedly stuffed the rest of his lunch into his mouth. Oh, she's heavy. It was after school. Sho was on his way home with Myron on his back, just as sweaty as in the morning. Myron had woken up at lunchtime, but as soon as she finished her lunch, she started to fall asleep again. So the students spent the whole day studying by themselves, and Sho had to carry Myron on his back on the way home. Dird was carrying his bag for him, but his strength was already at its limit. Hey Sho, Myron will be pissed if she hears that. Haha, Sensei is a big girl, isn't she? Is that why she's so heavy? Sho, are you okay? Ugh, might not be okay. Sho's steps were getting slower and slower. Tomorrow, his muscles would be sore all over. Guys, can you help me with this? No, Sho. Please think of it as training and do your best. Wow, that Palti is an ogre, an ogre. The ones who are always smiling like that are actually the scariest. Let's be careful, Dird, Apuesta. Aaliyah, did you say something? Paya. Aaliyah whistled in an obvious and deceptive manner. Palti's smiling face, however, was somewhat frightening and intimidating, and Aaliyah may have been right. Sho carried Myron back, thinking about this. Sweat trickled down his forehead. Sho, we're almost there. Come on. Sho, I'm confident you're strong. Yeah. With Dird and Apuesta cheering him on, Sho started walking again. Then Sho remembered what the Kavits had said. It might be a good training to carry Myron like this in order to gain training in daily life. Hey, I'm almost there. If he forced himself to think that way, he felt a little better. When Sho arrived in front of his tent, Dird and the others said, "Good work." The weight on his back suddenly disappeared. Thanks for your hard work, Shokuen. Sho bent at the waist and turned around to see Myron with her arms folded smilingly. Instantly, Sho's legs relaxed, and he dropped to his knees. Era, you need more training if you're carrying such a lightweight like me, don't you, Shokuen? Myron said with a mysterious smile, emphasizing the word light, as if she had overheard their conversation earlier. But, well, let's give him a reward for making it this far. Hooray! With that, Myron uncrossed her arms. Then, Sho's thin, sweat-soaked blouse clung tightly to her skin, and he could see the sexy sight of her underwear and skin showing through. What do you think, Shokuen? You worked so hard, and your sweat made me wet. Oh, did you all know that? Sho completely ignored Myron, who was posing and wiggling, and shouted at the girls, who were giggling behind him. I'm sorry, but Palti wanted to do that for Sho. I'm sorry, Sho, we really wanted to help, but Myron-sensei wouldn't accept our help in the name of Sho's training. I'm sorry, Sho, but we'll prepare dinner for you. In the meantime, Sho can get some rest at. Right. You take care of Myron until then, Sho. What? Wait, guys. The four of them scattered, laughing, leaving Sho and Myron alone. Sho looked behind him cautiously. Now, Shokuen? I'm not sure what kind of mindset you have to ignore my sexy reward. By that time, Sho no longer had the strength to escape from Myron. At dinner time, however, Myron was happily humming a tune and picking at a piece of boiled fish. Hey Sho, Myron's in a really good mood. What did you do? Dird and the others were wondering the same thing, and Sho stopped his chopsticks to answer Aaliyah's question. Well, breasts are nice, but when I told her I liked her but better, she suddenly got in a better mood. Haha, I see. You could touch me all the time while you were carrying me on your back. So that's how she interpreted it, that sensei was already giving you a lot of rewards. Sho, it still sucks. Apuesta? Sho is naughty. Oh my god, stop it, you misunderstood me. I just used that word to escape from sensei. Dird was puzzled, but Aaliyah and Palti were laughing happily, while Apuesta was staring at Sho. Myron, on the other hand, hadn't even heard it. Well, Sho has finally found me attractive. And tonight, Shokuen is going to have some fun with the hands that have been touching my ass, she mumbled with a mysterious smile on her face. Hearing this, Dird nodded her head and asked Sho. Fun? Hey, Sho, what's fun? Don't ask me that, Dird. Sho, please try to keep it in moderation. What? Sho's a pervert. Oh! So, what are you talking about with that? Well, Sho, don't panic. You know that he sometimes secretly washes his pants. There's no need to be so embarrassed now. Oh! Aaliyah's overly honest words became a thorn in Sho's side, and he ran full speed into the ocean, screaming and diving straight into the water. He started to crawl as fast as he could while screaming. While staring at Sho, Palti casually murmured, "Sho is old enough to know better. If I were an experienced person, I would be able to take care of him and help Sho vent his feelings." But it was Myron who blew out the beer she was drinking as hard as she could. It must have gotten into her windpipe because she started gagging and choking. The girls, startled by this, all looked at Myron at once. Hey, wait a minute. What was that casual bombshell? Palti, are you in that kind of relationship with Shokun? Yes? I'm not sure what you mean by such a relationship. Myron was appalled. No, I'm asking if you're in a physical relationship with. That's why I'm asking if you're in a physical relationship with. Myron looked a little uncomfortable, but Palti still didn't seem to get the point. Then Apuesta gently tapped her abacus. Probably because people on Earth have a slightly different view of sex than we do. Oh, I see. That's true, Myron-sensei. What is the state of sex education on Earth? Huh? That varies quite a bit from country to country, but... Hey, what? Are you saying that in space, they do practical education? That's why you're so nonchalant. Myron asked, blushing, and Dird and the others were all appalled. Palti then answered Myron's question. Yes, there are many differences between countries and genders there as well, but most men usually learn the basic flow of the game using a special bioroid. Sometimes they take a course and have a licensed person as their partner, but each family has their own educational policy and methods vary. Myron's mouth dropped open as Palti answered smoothly. Well then, what about women? Well, they all take the same courses as men. But the practical skills are different for everyone. They have different functions and roles than men. But what does that mean, though? What does that mean? There's no such thing as the first time? Is that what you want? Well, I'm not sure what Sensei means by being confused, but aren't there many people who think that education and practice are two different things? Besides, if it's an experience between two lovers, I think there will naturally be a sense of excitement, and so on. Yes, yes. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. You know, if you get into it. We teach not only techniques, but also control of sexual desire and manners of practice. So, if there are any problems with that, you will naturally receive a separate program to follow. Oh, really? Yes. Besides, this depends on the time and environment, but in the universe, the act of reproduction between living beings is not absolute. There is artificial insemination, and it is possible to transfer eggs to a bioroid to conceive and give birth. Of course, there are also a great many people who would prefer to have a natural birth. Myron looked confused, but also convinced. She seemed to have calmed down a bit. As far as I can tell from Sho, there's not much difference between men on Earth and men in space, but the point is that it's important to vent well, which is why Apuesta deals with adult videos. Isn't that right, Apuesta? Apuesta gave an embarrassed little nod. Myron thought her reaction was normal, but it was unusual for Palti, who looked so innocent, to say such a thing without shame, and Myron was quite upset. Sensei, what's wrong? You're acting a little weird. Huh, weird? You're the ones who are weird. No, I think Myron should see a specialist. Your approach to Minamata is abnormal even from our point of view. Who's crazy? You're so rude. Humph. Myron, with slightly red cheeks, started pecking away at her food, apparently not wanting to drag this out any further. This kind of abnormal obsession with the object of interest and people who don't realize it is really annoying. Yeah, the type that is common in the academy. Maybe it's more common in philosophers and the like. Hey, guys. But Sho hasn't come back yet, has he? Oh! Dird's voice made the four of them realize this, and they headed to the ocean to check on Sho. He must have been swimming for a long time. The four of them rushed to save Sho, who had run out of energy and was washed up on the beach. When Sho woke up, they resumed eating together. In the midst of the peaceful atmosphere, Derd said, Hey, you guys. Tomorrow is our day off from school, right? Let's go to the lake. It's been a while since we've been there. I want to get some wasabi too. Lake? Sho asked back, pointing to a mountain in the center of the island. Derd nodded happily and said excitedly, You know, in the middle of the mountain where you can see the waterfall, there's a big lake with lots of fish that are different from those in the ocean. There's also a lot of wasabi growing there. Sho, you like wasabi, right? Really? I want to go there, but isn't it far? That's okay, Sho. We can use the Guardians to get there in no time at all. Oh, I see. Despite being told this by Aaliyah, Sho was annoyed. Oh, but I've been restricted by M and the others from using it. The Guardians can be dangerous if you get too used to them, so they said not to use them too often in daily life. That's correct. Yes, that's true. It can be scary to get too used to it. Apuesta and Palti both agreed, while Aaliyah pouted her lips in boredom. Duh. Oh, I see. I'll go talk to Mchan and the others about it. Just wait here. Derd? Derd immediately got up and started communicating with someone a little further away. Occasionally, she would say, Please, and I'll give you wasabi, and other words of persuasion. Eventually, the communication ended and Derd came running back with a big smile on her face. You know what? I asked Mchan and the others, and they said they'd lift the restriction if we only traveled long distances. But they said we can't fly more than 30 meters above the ground, so be careful. Oh, you convinced them. Thanks, Derd. Yes, now we can go together. Derd hugged him happily, and Sho was too embarrassed to move. Seeing this, Aaliyah, Apuesta, and Palti laughed, and Derd called out to the nearby incubator, You two can go with us too. But there is one person whose expression did not clear up. Wait a minute. The one who broke the peaceful atmosphere was Myron, who had been silent for a long time. Why are you ignoring me and going on with your story? If the Guardian is moving, I'll be left behind. What are you doing? What? Is Myron coming too? Shit. I'm the only one left out of this group and this atmosphere. I'm your teacher. I'm your guardian. You can call me Shokuin's guardian. It's impossible for me not to go. That's right. What are you going to do? Myron was on the verge of losing her temper at Aaliyah's words when Palti hurriedly said, So, how about we have Sensei ride in the camping unit and we'll take care of it? Is that okay with you, Sensei? Seemingly convinced, Myron folded her arms and slumped over. Palti looked relieved. Hey, if you're going to have a camping unit, let's spend the night up there. Derd happily suggested and Aaliyah said, Oh, I like that. If we're going to play, I want to go hard. How about Apuesta? Yeah, I agree with. I also want to collect materials for sale there. Apuesta nodded and said so, and Palti smiled happily and said, It's a deal. Haha, camping with everyone, huh? I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun, Sho. Then let's finish our preparations today so that we can leave early tomorrow. We'll disperse after eating and meet here to get ready. The time will be about an hour after. I'll arrange the camping units for you. Then dismissed. With Palti's voice, Sho and the others dispersed and went back to their homes to prepare for the day ahead. About an hour later, Sho and the others had gathered in front of Sho's tent again. All of them were carrying various kinds of luggage on their backs and shoulders. What Sho saw there was a bus-sized camping unit. Since he had never actually camped in such a vehicle, he was gasping in admiration at the novelty and excitement of it. Palti chuckled when she saw Sho. We've been lent a spare unit. Everyone, are you ready to go? If you forgot anything, please go get it while you can. Yes. I'm good. I'm okay too. I'm fine too. Derd and the others responded to Palti's instructions as if she were a school sensei. Only Myron, the real sensei, was empty-handed. All I need is this and a bathing suit, she said, holding up the sunglasses on her head. Sho, with his luggage on his back, looked up at the camping unit and mumbled, If you had something this nice, I could have rented this out as a home. Palti chuckled at such a complaint. Sorry, Sho, this thing is useless without our power unit, so it's hard to use it as a home on this island on a continuous basis. Oh, I see. That's not something Palti should apologize for. I'm just saying. Besides, I'm already used to living in a tent. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Sho. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Yes. Hey. Let's all get some rest early today. We'll leave before dawn tomorrow. Yes. Everyone go to bed. Good night. Dird said. Aaliyah chuckled. Apuesta and Palti smiled, and Myron said, what a kid. The night passed with everyone thinking about the next day's camp. Dird and her friends didn't go home that day and rested in their own tents, but Sho couldn't sleep for a while. Camping. Hee, I'm looking forward to it. Just thinking about camping with Dird and the others was so much fun that Sho couldn't sleep for a while after that.